Good job, Dad. Overlook.
Which a lot of people don't realize that much of this park is above 4,000 feet and higher.
the California Hiking and Riding Trail at Joshua Tree National Park. And that still is our plan, but when you're hiking in the desert, you have to be prepared for weather, like high winds, and you also have to cache your water. So there's quite a few logistics that go into hiking a trail like this. But we think what we're going to do is actually, instead of starting at Black Rock Campground, we're going to start in the park at Juniper Flat and just start the trail from there. That way we can still see Joshua Tree and hike through the California Hiking and Riding Trail, but not be as pressed for time. So that's the plan for now. Today I think we're just going to cruise around. We've been doing a lot of off-roading, and we just hiked out to Eureka Peak. I think we're eventually going to work our way back into the park through the west entrance and maybe check out some of the sightseeing places there. So we'll take you along for our day and let you know what the plan ends up being.
So you can see the two stamps that went up and down and smashed the rock, and then there's the shaker table, and it probably sorted stuff out, and the heavier stuff flowed out of that tray down there, came down this table here, probably some kind of shaker table. There you go. Alright. Okay, this is it for this truck. Yep. It's in.
So we just dropped our car off at the back country board at Juniper Flats. And it was about 6 o'clock, and we decided we're gonna just go up the trail maybe 2 or 3 miles and find a camping spot. So not a bad first day. Alright, we found our camp spot for the first night. Only about 2.5 probably miles in from our car, but that's alright. We had a fun day exploring around the park, and we're gonna set up camp and get dinner going and then call it a day. Food, clothing. I have the tent, you have the poles.
Right, I have the poles.
I have the
Got the ground cloth.
ground cloth. Perfect.
Did have my long johns, but I left them up in Mammoth.
Cheers.
Clink. Well, this is that classic clink. Very nice. Headline. That's just a really efficient cook. Well, it's been a great first day on the trail, although not that much time on the trail, but a great time sightseeing out here at Joshua Tree. Plans didn't go quite as expected, but we did get to see a lot of beautiful country. Got to do a little four-wheel driving in the truck. And now we hiked in a couple miles maybe, and to our first campsite. Beautiful spot. Had a great dinner out in the rocks, and now it's the tent was calling to us, so now we're in here. Gonna enjoy some audio books and things like that for a while. Hopefully get a good night's rest before we hit it tomorrow. Good night.
See you in the morning.
There you go.
Coffee time.
Yeah. Wait for the sun to come up. It's up, but not on our side. Moon's up there. Here's our camp. I slept pretty good. A little cool. Thankfully, Natalie brought an extra sleeping bag liner along, or it would have been a chilly night. Oh, she shared hers. She gave it to me. Thank you, Lord, for this breakfast. Nice out here now. There's not a wind. Got some sun. Got our coffee.
of the worst time of day around here, if you ask me. It's when we have to break down our camp. I don't mind unpacking at the end of the day and setting up our tent and laying out our sleeping bags, but when we got to pack it up in the morning, it's kind of a pain. But that's what we're doing so that we can get started on the trail this morning.
I got it.
Loosen this stuff.
Things get a little easier with practice.
And a little less water in there today, so
You can tell.
yeah, I can.
Well, we're back on the trail this morning, headed towards our first water cache resupply. We had a good night's rest at a great campsite. Left there a little after 9:30, so it's a very leisurely morning. We happened to be in the shade of a very tall mountain, so we were kind of waiting for the sun. But anyway, we feel really good, and we're off, and we'll check in with you later.
Look at me, it's a good one. Oh, you got both now. You can decide one. Amongst the rocks, there's this, it looks like a fern or something. Or even like a pine or something. But this one is got little blooms ready to bloom.
Some more of these little flowers here along the trail. You can see some in bloom, full bloom.
Is this a beaver tail?
Yeah,
Beaver tail cactus.
this is a pencil cholla, and it can hurt.
So for hikers starting at the north entrance, going to the west entrance, this is the mile markers. So this tells us that we have 16 miles to get back to our car.
I ever wonder if it would be interesting to be able to know the story, the people's story,
Who came
people
here?
who are out here, and how it worked out for them. It had to be exceptionally hard work. I wonder how much reward. There weren't a lot of those people out here because of the depression.
For gold, you mean?
Yeah, that one time I think.
There we go.
What they will look like spread out. Pretty solid. I think they form a spiky flower. So these are silks from caterpillars. It's crawling with caterpillars from the inside and the outside. And they're feeding on these poor plants that have very little leaves to begin with. But such is life. Probably beautiful moths or butterflies at some point.
It's about, I don't know, you think it's 70 yet? Not quite.
Maybe not quite 70. But full on sun.
Full on sun. Still pleasant, but yeah, full on sun.
That's
So
very pleasant. Not windy, not cold, not hot. What else can you ask for?
we made it to Geology Tour Road where we left our water cache, and we're just gonna check out, see if it's still here.
Cash not accepted, only credit cards.
There it is. Probably nice and warm after sitting in the sun.
Doesn't feel too bad. This doesn't
good.
feel hot.
Well, we had lunch here at Geology Tour Road. We filled up our water bottles until our next cache, which will be later today probably, and reapplying sunscreen and gonna head on out.
Still beautiful weather.
You better not jump at me. You're good? And let me get
Don't fall into the cholla next to you. That way.
very close.
Horned toad.
Horned toad.
It's called a horned toad, not a horned-tailed lizard. Horned toad. It's not really a toad, it's a lizard. Well, here's a milepost marker up here. It's got the mileage on both sides. We're at mile 29, headed from west to east, and mile 9 if you had started the other end of the trail. I fell down. Some critter got some of our water and we want it back.
Yeah, they said that might happen with some of the thinner plastics.
Yeah, they look.
About 5 miles from the north entrance backpacker parking lot, but I think we're going to set up camp somewhere here. So we're kind of looking for a spot, see what we find.
Setting that up for watching us. Yeah.
No, just all camp is set up for night 2, and we've probably got another hour or so of daylight, you think? Or I mean, not daylight, but before the sun goes down.
Goes down, yeah.
Hour and a half maybe. So we're just gonna relax and enjoy our camp spot. Whew.
We're being a little.
So at the end of every day, one of my backpacking routines is to kind of, wipe down and clean the dirt and the sunscreen off. And so I always pack in like baby wipes or something like that just so that I can wipe down. And usually like a lot of the backpacking I've done is in the Sierras, so we usually end our day at some sort of lake where first you go in and you swim, and you know that feels good and that gets a layer of dirt off, and then I use my baby wipes to just wipe down and clean off before I put my thermals on for the evening. Well, of course, in the desert, Joshua Tree, we don't have that. So today in particular, I feel really dirty. I just layered up with sunscreen, just because you're exposed, completely exposed out here. There's no trees, no cover. It was clear blue skies today, so
70 degrees. It was terrible.
70 degrees. So I just wanted to be like extra cautious today, and I just put sunscreen all over. And so you feel sticky and real grimy at the end of the day. So I was like, well, at least I got my baby wipes. Well, as I went to the store the other day, I just quickly grabbed, a packet of what I thought was baby wipes. It's not. Instead, I grabbed a packet of Clorox wipes, disinfecting wipes, which are not quite the same thing. So when I'm wiping, it stings just a little bit. So I smell like cleaner. I'm sure it's doing something, but it's not quite as gentle and cleansing feeling as baby wipes, that Clorox cleaner that you probably use for your counters and doorknobs and whatever else you use Clorox cleaner for. So anyways, it'll do the job until I can shower tomorrow. So Sierra Lakes, I miss you. Got all cleaned up, and now I'm going to go up just to the plateau a little bit to kind of look at our surroundings. The sun has set behind the mountain back there, but I'll kind of give you the 360 shot. So beautiful, so quiet. Nobody else is out here. Let's see here. Yeah, so I'll switch the camera around so that you can kind of see what we see this evening. And hopefully I'll get some good sunset shots to show you as well. So take a look.
Doing the full hard on it.
Dad's stuck in the tent. This is his first time backpacking. He didn't know how to get out. Oh, gosh.
Wreck it. Who had come across from Missouri with American Ideas, that as he, Brackett, was a volunteer officer likely to soon be discharged.
Oh, there's that target I tried to look for.
Let's get this to absorb all the water. Okay. Now I'll check the timer for 5 minutes.
Oh, you just need 5 minutes?
5 minutes stir, and that's at another 4. So 9 minutes total, or about 10 minutes. So it's currently 7:11. So at 7:16 I will.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy birthday to
Oh,
Dad.
thank you. Ugh.
68 today. Good way to
Yeah.
start your 68th birthday.
Yeah. Had a good night's sleep. Trying to put my pants legs back on because it's a little chilly out. Not near as cold as it was the night before, which wasn't that bad either, actually. But it's just we're waiting for the sun, but we may have to wait too long for it to hit us here. So
No, we tend to do a lot of waiting.
yeah,
We have to wait to go to bed because
we just don't want to be in bed too
we'll be
long.
in bed too long. Then we have to wait to get up because it's a little cold. So, oh well. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Father. Happy birthday to you. Love that he harmonizes his own birthday song. Obviously, I don't do a good enough job. What's for breakfast this morning?
Mountain Adventure Meals breakfast skillet. Potatoes, eggs, pepper, pork sausage, peppers, onions, freeze-dried. It does say freeze-dried.
Oh,
It's that freeze-dried that adds the flavor.
extra
That's
flavor.
actually very good.
Oh, good.
And it's light. That's what I have to splice it together to do the whole trip.
Okay.
I can do that.
Ready?
Yep.
Here we go. There's our 34-mile marker, which means we just got 4 miles left to go till we hit our car. We left camp around 8:30 this morning. Again, we weren't too rushed, but got out a little earlier than we did yesterday morning. And now just an easy downhill walk to our car, where we'll pick it up and then go retrieve our water caches and the other car back at Juniper Flats. Getting off the trail to go look at some really red barrel cacti. Ooh, there's a pretty thing. That are tucked up in this hill here. We could spot them because they were really red. Are they barrel cactus, you think?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think this is what was by our camp, just maybe not quite as in bloom. Pretty. Here's our car. Made it back to the trailhead.
Wow, we just finished a great trip. It's a little bit after 10 a.m. this morning. Just had about a 4.5 mile hike out, which was not too bad. Worked out kind of perfectly. And I thank Natalie so much for setting this up. And for setting you up too. And now we are headed out to go pick up our water caches and our other vehicle and head back to La Quinta for some swimming pool, etc., etc.